Right on time. Welcome to your yoga practice. This is Thursday, March 13th. Let's go ahead and take a comfortable posture, whatever that needs to be for your body today. And if possible, you can bring your hands into our mudra of the month, Kubera Mudra. So as a reminder, this is our thumbs, index fingers, and middle fingers coming together, kind of like a bud or a plant shooting up. And then your ring fingers and pinky fingers are curled in. Then we can rest this with the palms up on the lap, anywhere that's comfortable for the arms. Good. Giving yourself a couple of breaths just to settle in and arrive. And I think we all know how difficult it can be to show up for ourselves. So right away, think to yourself, thank you. So this month we are exploring asteya, this idea of non-stealing, and we're thinking about it beyond just not taking something physically that belongs to someone else and not to us. So I'll share a quote from the Art of Living website. The best things in life are often waiting for you at the exit ramp of your comfort zone. The best things in life are often waiting for you at the exit ramp of your comfort zone. And the website goes on to say, when we remain in our comfort zones, we steal away our own possibilities to enjoy the best things in life. We restrict our own potentials, progress, and growth into the world of undiscovered possibilities. Let yourself breathe with that for just a couple cycles. I'll read the last part again. When we remain in our comfort zones, we steal away our own possibilities to enjoy the best things in life. We restrict our own potentials, progress, and growth into the world of undiscovered possibilities. One more slow breath in. Easy breath out. And then join me rhythmically breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 4. Out. 4. In. 4. Then option to hold at the top for 4, 3, 2. Let it go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 4. Hold. 4. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 4. Hold. 4. Breathe out. 4. Option to hold empty. 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 4. Pause. Out. Pause. One more box breath. Inhaling. 4. Hold full. Breathe out. Hold empty. And then breathe naturally. Okay, let's come into tabletop so you can release your hands, maybe give the wrists a little movement, and then moving your body to all fours, hands and knees. When you get here, drop the belly down, big inhale as you stretch your belly, pull your heart forward, look up. Exhale, arch your spine, chin towards chest. And then let's go ahead and press our hips back, just passing through child's pose. Then inhale, return to cow pose. Exhale, cat and child. Go at your own pace, inhaling through cow On your exhale, find cat and child. Couple more times like that. And you might imagine that you're like drawing a big circle or a wheel upright on your mat. And the next time you find child's pose, as long as that's a comfortable resting position for you, go ahead and settle in there for a few breaths. If it doesn't feel good on your hips, your knees, or something else, then you're welcome to sit up or stand on your knees, and you can mimic the side stretches that we're going to be doing. So if you are on the ground in child's pose, just walk your hands over to the right side. And if you are seated upright, just lift up and over to the right. So we're looking for a stretch through the left side body while we shorten our right side. On Thursdays, we give our hips some extra love. So try to notice the part of your body where the low back and the hips kind of meet. See if you can feel any stretch there. And if not, imagine pulling your left hip back and down more. Good. Then we'll come through center and over to the other side. Now we're stretching the right side, shortening the left side. Steady breaths. Good. Then come back to center. Let's come back up to tabletop. Tuck your toes. Let's find downward facing dog. Getting there. If down dog is not a good idea for you right now, you can go ahead and come to forward fold at the top of your mat. That's where we're headed. If you're in down dog, you're welcome to settle in for several breaths, maybe returning to that box breath. So this is quite challenging for the body. You don't have to force anything into fullness. You can soften your knees. You can even bend your elbows a little if that helps. Just keep pushing the ground away. Head heavy. One more slow cycle of breath. Good. Then make your way to the top of the mat. Forward fold. While we're here, we can keep the knees really soft. Again, walk your hands over to the right side. Try to have your hips and knees stay in the same place. We're just moving the torso. Then come back through center and over to the left side. You might even imagine pulling your right hip back a little bit. And return through center. On an inhale, slide your hands up your shins, lifting up halfway. Take the time to squeeze your shoulder blades together. And exhale, fold down. On an inhale, rise all the way up. If you can, reach your arms up and hook your thumbs. Lift your fingertips to the sky. Push your feet down into the ground. Try to lengthen your low back as you press your hips forward. Lift your heart up. And then release your arms down, standing tall. Soft knees, give yourself a little twist side to side. And return facing forward. You might bring the feet just a little bit wider so we have a nice steady foundation. Hands coming to your heart. Try a little chair pose with the feet wider like that. Really try to send the hips back and then lift the heart. Engage your core, your glutes, your thighs. Inhale here. And exhale. Let's shift the weight into the left leg. See if you can lift the right foot and step it back and out. So coming into warrior one, ultimately get there however you have to. And then we'll reach the arms up, big breath in. Exhale, tilt over to the left side. So getting into our hips today through these lateral stretches or side folds. If you like, you could hold onto your thumbs again, giving yourself something to kind of leverage, pulling up and over. Another inhale, and then exhale, come through center, transition to warrior two. So front heel with back foot arch in alignment, pretty well. Stretching your arms out wide, looking over your left fingertips for an inhale, And an exhale, returning to that slow box breath if it works for you. Breathing in 4. Hold full. Breathe out. Pause empty. And then cartwheel your hands to the ground, facing forward. You can walk your left foot out to the side a little bit. Gently drop your right knee to the ground. It might feel good to fold over the mat or put a blanket under the knee. And then see about bringing your right heel towards your hip, so bending the right knee. Good. It's helpful if you have blocks. Can bring the ground up to you a little bit, but we can always make do if we don't. If the spine rounds to get our hands to the ground, then it is what it is. It's okay. Have another breath here. Then carefully set the right toes down. Step yourself back to plank pose, inhaling. On an exhale, drop your knees, sink your hips, toes point up, heart lifts up, hanging cobra. Have a couple breaths here. And then come through a neutral tabletop. Look over your left shoulder towards your left foot or hip. And come back through center. Look over your right shoulder towards the foot or hip. And back through center. Make your way to downward facing dog, or go ahead and head to forward fold at the top of the mat. And let your head hang really heavy. If you're in down dog, let's lift the right leg to the sky, and then option to bend the right knee, lift it, stack your right hip on your left. And then here you could draw a big circle with that right knee. Explore the range available to you in your hip. Re-extending your right leg, inhale. Exhale, step or swing the right foot to the top of the mat. As you feel steady, rise up. Crescent lunge. You can always plant your left foot or drop the left knee if you need more stability. Breathing, option to pulse a little bit, bending deeper into your right knee, and then pushing into the right heel to lift up. Doing this a little slowly if you are, so we're not bouncing, we're just pulsing. One more breath, and then see if you can take a giant step all the way up to the top of your mat, standing tall in mountain pose when you get there. Noticing the effects of the practice on your body. Maybe noticing your mind. Sometimes it calms with just a little bit of movement and kind of giving it something to focus on. Good. On an inhale, let's reach our arms up. Exhale, sit back into your chair pose. You can keep your arms up or bring them in front of your heart. Shift your weight into your right leg. So really lightening the left foot. And maybe you can step the left leg straight back in space. Maybe you need to shimmy it back. However you get there, we'll meet in Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. So bending into the right leg again, but this time left foot is planted. And see if you can reach up and over to the right side, maybe hooking the thumbs. If you're hooking the thumbs, you might try doing it the different way, opposite thumb in front from what you've done the last couple times. One more breath. And return to center. Let's switch into Warrior 2. So pivoting to face the long edge of your mat, nice. Bending now into your right leg. You can glance down, try to see the front big toe on the inside of your front knee. Arms outstretched. And if you'd like, a slow box breath. Breathing in. Holding full. Breathing out. Pausing empty. Another inhale. And exhale, cartwheel your hands to the top of the mat. Drop your left knee. Carefully bend the left knee, pulling the foot towards the hip. Just work with what you've got. Do the best you can. We're looking for a big stretch in the front of the left thigh. So if you're not feeling that, you might push your hips forward and down more. Another breath. And then we'll make our way to plank pose, stepping the right foot back, then dropping the knees. Toes point up, hips drop down, hanging cobra. Pushing the ground away through your hands and arms here. Lots of space between your shoulders and your ears. One more inhale. And then exhale, tabletop. This time we'll do a little thread the needle. So inhale, left arm up to the sky. Exhale, weave the left arm under the right. We'll stay for a box breath. Breathing in. Pausing. Just skip it if it doesn't work for you. Breathing out. Pausing. And on an inhale, reach your left arm up, unwinding. Exhale, left hand to the ground. Next inhale, right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. As you settle in, optional box breath. Breathing in for 4. Pausing full. Breathing out. Pausing empty. And then inhale, unwind, reaching the right hand up and setting it down. Good. We'll make our way to downward facing dog. Breathing here. And as you're ready, shifting the weight into your right leg, lifting the left heel towards the sky, 3-legged dog. And you can bend your left knee, lift it, stack the left hip on the right. Keep breathing, keep pushing the ground away through your hands. And then option to bring your left knee in a big circle, taking that a couple of times. On an inhale, extend that left leg, look forward. Exhale, step or swing the left foot to the top of the mat. See if you can rise up into crescent lunge. Good, breathing. Maybe hinge up and over to the left. And come back to center. Take an inhale and a giant step up. Exhale into mountain pose. A couple of breaths here to let yourself calibrate. Okay, hands to heart. Sink your hips back, finding your chair pose. Shift your weight into your right leg. And let's just see about lifting the left foot off of the ground. So we're just trying to balance in a little chair pose on the right leg. You can keep the left toes connected to earth. Maybe hover them a little bit, maybe lift them a lot. And then option to press the left foot back, hinging forward, finding warrior 3. Just staying for slow breaths worth of time. And then returning to our chair pose. Both feet on the ground, stand up tall for a moment. Arms by your side, notice where sensation rises up and then transforms. And then hands to your heart, sink your hips back and down. As you're ready, start shifting the weight into your left leg, lightening the right foot. Good, breathing here. You can keep it right here, maybe even with the right toes on the ground, or you might be lifting your right leg even more, and then starting to kick the right foot back in space, extending the right leg as you hinge forward, Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Keep breathing. And we'll make our way back to mountain pose, standing tall. We'll play with a little bit more balance. So if you feel like it's a good idea to move to furniture or a wall, you can do that. Remember, you can also keep things small, and literally visualizing is also good for your brain and your balance abilities. So do what works for you. But let's bring our hands to our hips. Shift your weight into your right leg. As you do this, really engage the right gluteal muscles. So we want to keep the hip kind of as it is. There's a tendency for the hip to jut out, puts undue pressure on the joint. So squeeze everything in, hug your core muscles in. This is a good place to stay. Balancing on the right foot with the left foot just barely hovering off the ground. Our core muscles are hugging in, our heart is lifted, our shoulders are soft, face is soft, breath is full. From here, we can lift the toes of the right foot and softly settle them back down. And then start to kick your left heel back towards your hip. The knees can stay right next to each other. This is a good place to stay also. Maybe you reach your left hand back in space and can catch your pant leg or the top or edge of your foot. If you have a strap available, you might deem it worthy of your time to grab that strap and hook the foot too. It's always nice to just see what's available and then to see how nice it is with a prop. So just options. If you have caught your left foot or ankle, but with your hand or the strap, let's start to kick it back. Keep your heart lifted. This is one version of Nadaranjasana, dancer's pose. You could also hinge forward, returning the torso kind of like warrior three, maybe reaching your right arm forward as a counterbalance to the left leg, kicking up and back into the sky. These are all just options. If dancer pose is not happening today, but you do want more balance practice, just go back to warrior three. One more breath. And however it's going, make your way back up to mountain pose. Taking a breath just to notice what comes up. Maybe it's all physical, maybe emotions come up. And then give yourself a little shake off, bounce out. If there's any critic talking in your mind, remind them that you've only been moving for like 20 minutes. And just trying is good for you. And if there is some ego that's like, oh, I am the best at this, you can be like, yeah, you did good right now. But we won't take ourselves so seriously, critic or ego. Okay, coming back to stillness. Finding your mountain pose, hands on hips. Engaging your core, everything drawing in. Shift your weight into your left leg. Again, hug those gluteal muscles in. So we don't want the hip to jut out. Squeeze it all in. Nice. Breathing. Imagine everything hugging in. Lighten your left toes. Soften them back down. Lift up your heart. This is obviously a lot of work already. You can stay here, or you might slowly start to kick your right foot back in space, keeping the thighs and knees next to each other. Keep breathing here, pulling the right foot as close to the right hip as you can get it. And then maybe reach the right hand back. See if you can catch your pant leg, your ankle, your foot. You could also always use a strap. Standing tall, breathing. No need to change anything. If you've made contact with your hand and foot, then you can kick the foot into the hand, creating a little bit more of an arc in your spine, more stretch for the right thigh. And then maybe start to hinge forward, stretch your left arm forward as you kick your right leg up. Breathing. Imperfection is always welcome. What's our real purpose here? It's to get a stretch through the right leg, strengthening through the left leg, breathing, increasing our balance even when we fall out of poses. Another breath. And then make your way back to mountain pose. Stand tall as you notice any sensations in the body, in the mind. And give yourself what you need. So maybe it's a shakeout, a little bounce, a little massage. Good. Okay, we'll come on down to our seat. And let's roll onto the spine, drawing your knees in towards your chest, and then rocking side to side like a ball. You can let your head move side to side. And then stretch your legs up to the sky. Hands can come back behind the knees, giving yourself a little massage in that soft area behind the knees. It can be a really light touch. We have a lot of lymph nodes back here. And you can shake your legs a little. Point and flex your ankles. Spread your toes really wide. Good. Then put your left foot on the ground, cross the right leg over the left, and draw the legs back in towards your chest. Bring some movement in if that feels nice. Swaying the legs, maybe even dropping the legs all the way over to the left side for a breath and a twist. And coming back through center, both legs up to the sky, give them a shake. And right foot on the ground, left leg crossing over the right leg. Draw both legs in towards your chest. Bring in some movement if that feels nice. And then letting your legs fall over to the right side. Just a breath. And unwind yourself. Take any other movements that feel necessary, and then we'll give ourselves a moment of rest. So you could stretch your legs long, maybe stretch your arms out wider than usual if you have the space for it. Again, give your toes a big stretch. Also stretch your fingers. See if you can feel the stretch into the soles of your feet and the palms of your hands. And then let that effort go. Allow yourself to rest and just exist for a moment. Here we can imagine letting the benefits of the practice really seep into our core. The best things in life are often waiting for you at the exit ramp of your comfort zone. When we remain in our comfort zones, we steal away our own possibilities to enjoy the best things in life. We restrict our own potentials, progress, and growth into the world of undiscovered possibilities. Breathing here for a moment more. Maybe just resting, maybe contemplating any ways you might be inadvertently stealing opportunities from yourself. Remembering we're not criticizing or judging, just exploring. Good. When you're ready, you can make your way up to an easy seat. Sitting tall with your hands together at your heart, offering yourself a small bow for your efforts, for showing up. And if you'd like to close with one Om, we'll take a big breath in. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shakti, Shakti, Shakti. Peace, 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 and power, power, power. Deep bow of gratitude. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.